All right, guys, so today is day 2 of box plots. So follow along in your workbook, page 702, and I'm just going to tell you what all of this stuff means, okay, and what all of it is. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about is are what they call measures of center. These are that mean, median, mode, and range stuff that you've done before, okay? Hopefully you remember the mean is just an average, right? The median is the middle number. The mode is the one that happens the most often, right? And then range is just the high number minus the low number, okay? And so that's what this first example is doing, is just going over with you, reviewing with you how to do mean, median, mode, and range, okay? Let's go down to where it says 5-number summary down at the bottom. And so this is, they call it quantitative data. It's any data that can be measured, okay? And then they also kind of number things and talk about things a little bit differently. If you look over at the top of page 703, they talk about a 5-number summary. This is what I was calling the Fab 5, right? These are those Fab 5 numbers, okay? And so remember, when you do those Fab 5s, you're finding a minimum, you're finding a median, you're finding a maximum, and then you're finding the middle of the bottom side and the middle of the top side. And what you call them as far as quartiles, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q17, nobody cares, okay? And so kind of keep that in mind as you go through. It all means kind of the same thing, okay? So here they have an example. They have all of these temperatures, and then they found the Fab 5, the 5 numbers that work, okay? So I just wanted to go over with you really quickly how that happens. Remember, you have to put the numbers in numerical order. That has to come first, right? That is step number 1, right? So after you do that, then you can find the median. So 74 is going to cut this data directly in half. Here are the numbers that are less than 74, the numbers that are bigger than 74, okay? And then you start cutting those numbers in half. So let's look at the low side. We had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. So the number in the middle is the lower quartile or the first quartile. You have 7 numbers on this side, and so 75 is that upper quartile, third quartile. And then, of course, you have 68 and 76 is your high and your low numbers, okay? And then it's just a matter of getting that data in and putting in the right lines, where lines go, whiskers, boxes, and that sort of thing. So let's go to the next page on page 704, and let's go do one. All right, so here we are. We're at the top of page 704, and we're going to put the points scored by a basketball team in terms of a box and whisker plot. So the first thing we have to do is what again? Yeah, I'm hoping that you just said numerical order. So I'm going to have 9 numbers. So let's go get these 9 numbers in order. So it looks like my lowest is a 20. Then we have a 34. 35, 2 36s. Remember, I messed that up on the video from the other day. There's a 37, a 40, a 44, and an 83. And we should have 9 of them. Let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, thank goodness we got them all. All right, let's go split this number directly in half, or this data directly in half. So 9 numbers, that means the number that is in the middle is this 36 right there. So part of our Fab 5, right? Part of our Fab 5s, we have a median at 36. All right, let's go get the other side in half. So let's do the lower side first. Lower quartile. We have 4 numbers, so I need the number directly in the middle of 34 and 35. So 34.5, nice. all right? On the other side, splitting this data directly in half, I'm going to have two numbers and two numbers. So I need the number that is directly in between 40 and 44. So my upper quartile is going to end up being a 42. And if you're not sure where that comes from, remember, you take 40 plus 44 and divide that number by 2. Okay? So 84 divided by 2 is 42. Okay? All right, so we know that is our upper quartile. We've got a low number at 20. We got a high number at 83. There's our Fab Five. Let's go put them in. So I need a dot at 20. I need something at 34 and a half. So I'm going to go really close to 35. I need a dot at 36. I need a dot at 42. And I need a dot at 83 all the way down here. So remember, these 3 dots that are in the middle, this is what makes the box. And then the 2 on the outside get the whiskers. Okay? Now would be a really good time. Pause your screen. Go ahead and do the guided practice. Unpause your screen and see if you get the same answers that I do. All right, so let's go take a look up here at example or guided practice number 1. We had to find the mean, median, mode, and range. Remember, the mean is just the average, so you add it all up and divide by 7, because that's how many scores they were. And so if these are basketball players, we can say on average, each player is scoring about 13 points a game, okay? The median is 12. Because that 12 split the data in half, that means that half of the players are scoring less than 12, half of the players are scoring more than 12. The mode is 12 because the most frequently seen number, right, the one that occurs the most is 12. So that means that more people score 12 points than any other number of points. And then the range, high minus low, 21 minus 14 is 17. And so we can say, hey, there's a 17-point difference between the scores on the basketball team. So that's kind of what those numbers and what that data kind of does for us, right? It gives us some things that we can kind of talk about. All right, number 2, we are trying to make a box plot. And so for part A, it says find the 5-number summary. So remember, the first thing you have to do is go put the numbers in numerical order. This was easy, though. Thankfully, they had the numbers kind of already in numerical order, right? I just had to switch it around a little bit. But the number that is directly in the middle is 6, so that's our median. If I split my data over here in half, this 5 falls in the middle of those 3 numbers, and the 7 falls in the middle of the numbers at the top. My lowest number is 4. My highest number is 8, so we're looking at a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are our 5 numbers, and then we just make the box and whisker plot from there. Okay? I am hoping that you are super confident. Again, you are just splitting data in half. Make sure that you ask questions if you need it. So if you need some help, make sure that you are asking for some questions. Okay? Your assignment today is going to be pretty short. Again, you're welcome. But your assignment is only to do page 705. That's it. Okay? So you're going to be finding a mean, median, mode, and range for number 1. You're going to be doing 2 box and whisker plots on number 3 and number 4. Okay? Again, don't forget, shoot an email if you've got some questions.